Hey all, welcome back to SLB Basement Bourbon Bar. It's a Monday, Trenton, and you brought down quite a little treasure here. E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Rye whiskey. Up your alley.
No, I thought this was supposed to be coming out like 2 or 3 years ago.
Really?
I think the last one that came out was the E.H. Taylor Warehouse C. I believe that was 2021. And then I thought 2022 was supposed to be this. And then there was a media release for it or something. I think it was like Breaking Bourbon did something on it, or I saw a label made somewhere.
Oh, wait,
and
what?
Sorry.
What? Mom's phone.
Shame.
Mom's phone.
And then we just never saw it, and I kept asking Harry about it, and it was 2023. There was no fancy release from E.H. Taylor coming out then. Finally, this year
happens for
it's
you.
out, and I don't know if this is a one-time thing or if they're doing it in a batched style, similar to how the regular barrel-proof bourbon is.
I have to ask you, are you excited about this? I mean, I remember you and I haven't really talked about this at all. You just brought it down here, and I know you texted me and said that we're going to be doing a show about it, but that's all I really know.
I'm excited, but I'll say this. Buffalo Trace doesn't usually impress me with their ryes other than like Thomas Handy. I do like Thomas, but it's BTAC. It's very hard to get.
BTAC.
And this is going to be impossible. This was going for $1,300 on secondary, right when it dropped.
Okay, well let me know, because what did you pay for? I don't know. I know nothing about this.
This was like $123.99.
So it is over $100.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know for sure.
All right.
But I'm excited, but I'm also nervous because I just have a feeling it might not live up to the hype, but we'll see.
All right, guys, before we get started tasting and everything, let's get into a few bits of business. Sorry about it, but we have our Riley's Children's Hospital charity going on this week. We have a raffle with, it has to be Trenton by now, 150, 160 bottles that we have in our raffle. I don't even know. It's just insane. I don't know of a bigger raffle. I just don't know.
Well, we had about 103, and then we just had a little bit of a meetup for Patreon at Journeyman.
What a great time.
Just yesterday, we're filming on Sunday. And we got 60 bottles there. Yeah. So now for the entire raffle, we have 170 bottles.
Crazy.
For the charity, and you can purchase the raffle tickets. Check the description. The raffle ticket sales will end this Friday, 15 minutes after our live stream starts.
Yes.
So it'll end during that, and then after that, we'll start drawing the names, and then, it's gonna be wild.
Yeah, that Patreon meetup was spectacular. It was our very first big deal.
Yeah,
it was a big deal. We had probably 160 to 180 people there, I'm assuming. A little less than 200 people there at our Patreon meetup at Journeyman's in Valparaiso. Journeyman's, shout out to them. They did a fantastic job. Everybody we spoke to did a great job.
Yeah.
Pretty seamless, and everything that we did there. We had one of their great meetup rooms up there, and we all just had a fantastic time. I'm a little hoarse, just a tiny bit, because I was talking from start to finish.
You're a little hoarse?
Yeah, my throat's a little gravelly.
I've never heard that phrase in my life, but all right. A little hoarse. How does that even make sense?
Just taste the rye whiskey.
Okay.
Come on, man.
But yeah, check the description. Our goal, as of right now, we're like 70,000 off our goal. In like about a week and a couple days, we've hit 5,000.
Yeah, we're a little over 200,000 right now. We can't be more grateful. Honestly, we can't be more grateful. It's such a wonderful cause. Riley's Children's Hospital, helping sick children, and we have such a tie to that hospital as a family, and I can't be more thankful and more grateful for your participation.
Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful.
All right. It smells pretty good. I'll say that.
Now?
I will say that. Yeah. I don't know if there's an age statement on this or anything. It's bottled and bond.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But no, this is not bottled and bond. This is 126 proof. Okay. And I don't, like I said, I don't know if this is like a multiple batch thing, but I would imagine this is batch 1 since we just got it the other day.
Yeah, I would have to assume so.
They do and we also have the, we're gonna do a little comparison with the straight rye. This is actually bottled and bond. To see, because it comes out a little bit more regularly. I wouldn't consider this as much of like a unicorn or a tough bottle to get. You still can't really get these all that often.
Right.
But you have a better chance of getting this than you do this. So we'll try that.
I think the aromas are pretty decent, but there's really nothing at this point that's blowing me away.
It doesn't really smell like a rye at all.
No.
It's not like punchy, like 126, but you gotta try it.
What are you doing?
It's not like I would imagine for a rye that's 126 proof, it being a rye, that you would really get like some really heavy notes in there.
Okay. smell it again, roll it in the glass a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I taught you. Good job.
Yeah, wow.
But it's growing. The aromas are getting a little bit better. I am getting a little bit of a maple note in there, and I am getting some rye characteristics.
I get like a lot of fresh black, like fresh cracked pepper.
Okay, well I can see that. I can see that.
And I normally don't get that on rye. Like it's a little bit peppery, but this is like you just took one of the, like you're at Olive Garden and they're like, hey, you want a little bit of pepper on your thing?
So what you're telling me is this particular sip is how I put pepper on cottage cheese.
Exactly.
Well, there you have
Katie has cottage cheese for you. The peppered cottage cheese.
Oh,
the A&E cottage cheese.
I'm just like my meemaw. My meemaw, you couldn't even tell she was eating cottage cheese because there's so much black pepper on top.
That's disgusting.
That's fabulous, dude. That's so good. Are you kidding me? So good.
It's opening up a little bit, but still, I could confuse this with like a higher rye bourbon or like a Buffalo Rye or something.
That I can understand. I kind of like the maple note that's coming out of it.
The maple night. The maple note is nice.
I can see your black pepper. Though.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Ooh, that maple's on the palate.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a bit. Mm-hmm. It's a little orange. It's like zesty.
That's freaking hot, dude.
It's a spicy one.
Wow.
I mean, okay. Well, I'm gonna go back in. There's a really nice maple note on this. I
do like it. There were some nice notes in there, but man, that. All right. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because I do that a lot on video. I speak to how hot something is in my palate before I get the second sip. So.
Yeah, get to know it a little bit. Take it out to dinner. Come on,
I agree.
Don't judge so quickly.
I'm not gonna on this one.
I usually really never get a maple note from a rye. It's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, unless it's finished in a rye barrel. But this is really kind of more on the unique side. Because I feel like on this one, I usually got like a little bit of a cherry type of a thing. It was a little bit more mellow kind of.
Wasn't that one like a lot candy-ish? And
yeah.
If I'm not mistaken,
so. Yeah.
My memory's right.
I don't have one of these, surprisingly. So, but
I'm trying. I'm getting that little maple stuff up front. I am getting some of the rye characteristics, maybe a slight bit herbal, maybe some of that mintiness there in the middle. But in the end, it's getting a tiny bit better. But I just don't. I think it's pretty good.
It's sweet up front. It's a little bit of like an orange zest or something like that. And then at the end, you're right. It delves into those a little bit more darker, a little bit bitter. It's like more black pepper type of thing on the back end of the palate. It's a little bit bitter. I like the bitterness on it though. I think it's nice.
I think it kind of lends to the sip, and I'll take away the comment I had about the rye characteristics. I think it's that orange. Mm-hmm. I think you had that spot on. I think it's that orange that's coming through, but towards the back it is that black peppery, tiny bit bitter. But
I like it.
All in all, I like it. I will say this though, all in all, on top of liking it, doesn't really blow me away as something that I have looked for this for 2 years and I finally got one and it's just that great.
What do you think?
I don't know. Carlos is here. Our buddy Carlos is here.
Bitter wood at the end.
Yeah, it's a little bitter at the end.
This is almost exactly what I would expect from Buffalo Trace with a rye. Mm-hmm. I like the Pappy 13 rye. I think it's very good. We're going to try this right now.
Let's do it. Right.
If you are a big E.H. Taylor fan, if you really like the Barrel Proof bourbon, I think this is like on the opposite end of the spectrum of the bourbon. Not just because it's a rye and not a bourbon. But it's not, this is more of a bourbon drinker's rye, like for sure. There's really not a whole lot of rye stuff going on except for the tail end of the palate, I think at least.
No, you're the rye aficionado here, you and Kent, so I'll take your word for it.
I mean, I'm glad to have gotten this at the price that I did, $123.99 or something like that.
Yeah. I'm not one to tell you what to do, but if you're paying $1,000 for this bottle, it's a big mistake.
No, it's crashing right now. It's
not good.
I haven't seen really many reviews on this, mostly because it's just very, very hard to come by. I don't think Indiana's getting any of these at all. If not, they got like a case for the whole state.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
Wow.
So I'll say there are tons of other ryes that are barrel proof, that if you like rye, so you're going to get more of that are around the same price point. Maybe just like if you can find some older Willet stuff, if you can find like anything from Sagamore is really good. Like there's a lot of other options apart from this that are cask strength, that are barrel proof, whatever. I'm happy to have it on the shelf.
Even the MGP stuff they sell, what is that, Union?
Rossville Union?
Rossville
that
Union
stuff is delicious.
Is delightful.
Oh yeah, that one that you put in a blind, the Alberta Premium. Michter's barrel strength.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that I could say off the top of my head would be better than this offering.
I don't really get much at all on the nose for this one. Granted, this is bottle and bond, it's hard proof.
Yeah, the proof's a little more in line for me personally.
This reminds me a lot like when you go to a restaurant, you order a cocktail like an old fashioned, and it's like really sweet. You want a really quintessential old fashioned, but you get something that has a little bit more simple syrup in it to appeal to a broader group of people. This is exactly what I think Buffalo Trace does.
And that's why I said I remember it being candy-ish, but very sweet. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very sweet.
This doesn't even really taste like a rye. It's like a creme brulee vanilla thing.
Let me ask you this, since you're the rye drinker here in the family, for the most part, you and Kent. So is that why you're portraying the fact that Buffalo Trace in particular doesn't really provide you with the rye drinking experience that you're looking for? Mm-hmm. So it's not really up your alley, is because of everything you're saying here?
But it's interesting because I have a Thomas Handy at home and it's fantastic. It's like one of the better ryes I've had. So the fact that they can do a Thomas Handy that way, but then do an E.H. Taylor barrel proof rye this way, is just kind of strange.
You got a point there.
Because they're not even remotely close to the same rye.
I almost interrupt you to say, well, that's BTAC.
Yeah.
We've said it many times. BTAC is like top shelf stuff. It always is. But that's a great point. If you can make Thomas H. Handy.
And if I am correct, and it's possible that I'm not, I think Buffalo Trace only has one rye mash bill. So Pappy and Thomas Handy and this would be made using the same mash bill. They just proof down Pappy 13 rye for God knows what reason. But I would go with the Thomas Handy over this all day.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to get one on secondary, you could for like $450, $500 now. It's not as high as it used to be. This will probably be $700, $800, possibly over $1,000.
No, please don't.
I'm a little disappointed in it, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of Buffalo Trace stuff is kind of overhyped anyways.
You know, I'm a every so often rye drinker. Mm-hmm. I enjoy all whiskeys, period. And I would not rank this bottle in any of my top 5 rye whiskeys. It's just something that I would enjoy. So, but I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying that whatsoever. Oh. Not at all. It just wouldn't reach the top for me.
I'll be honest, when I kept hearing that they were going to release this and it just never kept coming out, I thought they were doing something similar to what they did with George T. Stagg in 2020, where they were like, hey, we're going to postpone George T. Stagg this year. Everything else in BTAC is going to come out, but we're not going to do GTS this year because it doesn't lend to the profile and it doesn't kind of fit the brand's flavor and like all that stuff that it normally does. So we're going to postpone it a year. I was hoping that since this was postponed 2 years, that it was going to follow like a similar, like an angel moment, you know, when you open it and try it. Unfortunately, a little bit lacking. If you can find one of these at MSRP, fantastic. Yeah. A little bit above. I wouldn't pay more than $200 for this. There's also tons of better options for around the same price, if not a little bit cheaper, if you really want that like quintessential rye experience.
Sure.
So, I don't know.
I can't add any more to that than what he has. And
Carlos, final thoughts?
Professional too.
It's very proofy, but there are 2 different rye mash bills.
Oh, there are. Okay.
So that's different than the Handy.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I'm looking it up. So I heard that.
Well, thanks for that, Carlos.
Yeah, thanks. That makes a lot of sense.
Video, so they have two different rye mash bills, and this is not the same rye mash bill as the Thomas H. Handy per our good friend Carlos.
The Handy is 51% rye. This is a high rye. It's higher than 51%.
Interesting. It doesn't drink as like rye-y as the. What are the like? What else is made using that rye mash bill? Is this one?
This one?
Yeah.
It just says the straight rye and the barrel proof rye. Just those 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. So like Sazerac and like the Thomas Handy and the Pappy are
Sazerac, Thomas Handy, Buffalo Trace White Dog Rye Mash, the Kosher, the Van Winkle, Golden Wedding Rye Whiskey. No idea what that is.
Oh, that's the Prohibition one.
Okay.
Yeah, the mash bill that is in these two is a little bit more of a bourbon-friendly rye mash bill.
And that might,
It's gonna
appealing to some people.
For sure.
Okay, might be. Huh. Very interesting. Thanks, Carlos, for the information. You know, I expect
live fact checking.
I
like that. Normally, I just say, "Hey, I'll see if I can have Kyle put something in the description," and then forget, and then it just never happens. So maybe we'll keep Carlos around.
Yeah,
he's going to be doing a blind for us tonight, I think. So we'll see if we'll keep him around after that.
The blind's coming up Friday. The blind's coming up Friday, so who knows what's going to happen.
You're doing it in the comment section, so I'm just doing it right now.
He just roasts me in the comments all the time.
All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Trenton, I'm going to let you take this bottle home with you because I love you that much.
Thanks.
Yeah, you know.
That's why I gave you that Parker's 14, the malt whiskey, the cognac finish.
Yeah, we have our ways to work things out around here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
sure
we do.
Sure do.
All right, guys, as always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. We'll see you next time. Right down here with Trenton, me, in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.